Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti.
Hello, and thank you all so much for joining us this week. We got Trevor Butz back and here to announce that we're starting It Wobble next week. Wednesdays, we'll have a time soon. We're going to do mid-afternoons like we used to do. OJ the Dude, Owen Falk, as always, and Paul Noecker. Starting off, Paul, tell us where you were over the weekend.
I was in the Six. We were up at Six Nations, up at the ILA, and participating in the Sky Women's. Sounds as though it's going to be the inaugural cup up there for this past week, and it was a fundraiser for them to get down here into the traditional cup at Oneida, January 9th through the 11th. That's going to be a great tournament, and we were up there and participated, and it was an awesome experience for the Lady Yeti to play with some of the Valkyrie women that participate down in at the Laxnay, and they also have a team up in Canada. They do some tournaments, I'm assuming, during the summer and during league play. So we had a couple of their players, and the goalie, I'm just going to say, because, and I apologize on names because I'm horrible on names, but
anybody who's watched this long enough knows that's not your strong suit. It's like asking me to spell.
I had it on my name. I was ready to go, and my phone clicked off of it. Cordella, that young lady was on fire. Her father is the head coach for the Valkyries, and he was excited because he had the opportunity finally to sit back into the stands and just watch his daughter play and soak in the tournament. So that was a great experience for him and them. She was insane, awesome as far as a player. And then we had if you don't mind, I got to go through the names just because they need to be mentioned.
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as our final, not to say, we went one. We're saying 1-4-1. We came in, and you'll get to the one at the very end because it was a very unique experience. Never have I had a experience like that, but we'll get to that. As far as I definitely want to say our captain, Madison Davis, incredible job doing what she did, getting these ladies gathered, put together everything.
Yeah, you beat the Border Bandits. Looks like you lost to the Loggers.
We lost to the Loggers. These are all teams, Greg.
So Ireland, Ireland's in parentheses. That's awesome. Okay, that's a big win there, 3-5.
Take a look at them scores. In regards to, these are all teams that beat us 14, 15, 20 goals at Laxnay. And our first 3 games were in overtime. That is the coolest darn thing. Excuse me, if I'm not mistaken, our first 4 games went to overtime until we played the Loggers, and then once we played the Loggers Lacrosse Club, we lost 5-4, and then we eventually lost to the home team, the Sky Women, 3-1. But we had pulled our goalie at the very end, and it was 2-1. At halftime, we were winning 1-0.
5-2, yeah.
Would they have it as far as it was 3-1 from what I remember?
Okay,
I don't know what the
bottom thing says 5-2, but I don't know what that was.
Okay, how we had it, I know it was 3-2 was our. We won our first game against the 66ers, 3-2. Yeah. Then we played the Team Ireland, and we lost to them in overtime. It went through the entire 15-minute overtime, and then it went to a coin flip.
Oh,
that's how they got the
I've
victory.
never seen that. I've never seen, first we see goalies serving penalties. Now we got coin flips deciding games. Okay.
A coin flip does. They have rectified that since.
Right there. I'm looking at it now.
But it has been rectified for years coming. But that's how we lost that game, was on a coin flip.
That's how you learn these things, though. I mean, you got to host them and you got to do it kudos to everybody
Jeff,
who did that.
Jeff Paulus put together a awesome tournament.
Nice.
As far as the teams, everybody was competitive against each other. Like I said, our first 4 games, we went to overtime from how I recollected. And the score was all the games was 3-2 until it got to the Loggers. And then once we played the Loggers, that score was 5-4. Yeah. And that's a team that, once again, like I said, they put 15 on us, as did the Sky Women. I think they put 22 on us at Laxney. So the opportunity for all these girls to get a chance to participate, as far as, like I said, Madison Davis, Alexa Brennan, Erica Schieffer, Jenna Ford, Amelia Booth, Abby Dix, Caroline Markina, Meredith Dix, Nora Vick, Alexa for Riccati. We're going to go with Fricati.
Okay.
Alexa Fricati. Chelsea,
you should have given this
Davidson.
to Trevor. You should have sent this to Trevor in a text, and Trevor's the best at this.
Josie Riley, Riley Davidson, Jessica Nadu, Elena Silwich, Patty Van Loo, and Cordella Eno. And I also got to say Peter Leota and Bobby Dix.
Running the bench.
All those girls right there put together a tournament of their. That's what it's all about. They played and battled. We put on pressure. They must have been watching Team USA throughout the World Games concept because of that in Canada, because we literally pressured from the time the goalie made the save. And also there's another young lady that we did pick up in Lauren Hill. We picked Lauren Hill up at the end. Yeah, she could be. She kicks ass, that's for sure. As far as no
killing him softly, was
that.
she?
No, she was letting them fly, man. As far as she actually had several goals for us, so she played in phenomenal. So thank you for saying that. But yeah, all of them participated and played at a level that's what they needed, because I'm assuming, pretty sure that they were getting a little down on themselves because they're playing, they're trying their hardest, and they're getting their asses kicked. Well, that's because all of them don't know how to play. So now once you get the opportunity to play with girls that know how to play and all of you are able to play with the talent that we were given, because it's a similar talent. It was awesome.
It's cool. It's cool, especially when you're new like that and you start to see the huge progress, because then progress doesn't come so easy. Speaking of which, Paul, I think they just were inspired by the way you pick them, because you are on fire with the picks as well. I mean, so what is up with this, Paul? You're really a secret brainiac. You just can't pronounce people's names. Other than that, you're good.
It wasn't my strong point.
It's still early.
That's true.
OJ says, I don't know if we want to say Paul's that smart. It's early. Okay, OJ, throwing daggers out there.
We just run it. I'm not going to say anything about the guys that lost again.
Trevor, the guys that lost again. Speaking of the guys that lost again, the Bandits. But Trevor, I got to ask, I know you never would have picked the Bandits, but as we get into that game, we got to go there first. Nobody besides me and OJ thought this was going to happen. What do you think was what happened? What happened there, I guess?
I mean, really, for the Bandits in that game, it was kind of a tale of two halves. And, offensively, they were all right in the first half. Nothing that really wowed you, as, you can see, 6 first half goals, solid production, but the drop off in the second half, only 2 second half goals, just not enough. I mean, Warren Hill played great for Halifax, not taking anything away from him. He's had, an amazing start to this year. He probably couldn't have dreamt of a better start to his season than he's had this year. But really, for me, for the Bandits offensively in that game, their cross-floor passing just wasn't there. They were trying it a lot in the first half. Felt like the passes kept getting picked off repeatedly, and so much so to the point where it was a very anemic offense in the second half. not much movement. And I know at one point I, said to the folks around me, I'm like, it feels like every shot we're taking is from like the KeyBank Center logo here. Like we're just not like getting inside, and maybe that's, what they're looking for, and I think it was, but I just think it's tough to win when you're, counting on scoring from, that far away. And it just wasn't a great offensive performance, but I think they're still gelling, when you had pretty much the same group of guys for, 5, 6, 7 seasons,
except for your two stud athletes that can cut through the middle. I'm not saying the other guys can't, but you did lose Mr. Creativity when you need that spark. And I think one thing Kluche is really underrated for, though, is his size, because he just bullies people inside like that. And when you need a guy to get inside, I mean, I think that's where you miss him.
I think both of them can. When talking with some folks about just the team last year to this year, I don't feel like with the players we lost that we lost a ton of talent, like, because we brought it back in. You brought in Benesh, you brought in Triolo, you brought in Desnu. So I don't want to say that there's not the same amount of talent, but I think you're definitely not as athletic as we were last year. You lose a ton of athleticism with Fraser and Kluche going out the door. And I think you're trying to replace their scoring production with Benesh, Triolo. Maybe Nielsen can elevate into that role, but I don't know if any of them really are even half the athlete that Chase Fraser is. No, and, Benesh isn't getting any younger. Triolo's kind of big and clunky. Maybe he can serve in that Kluche role, try and get inside, use his size, but just not as athletic. And that's noticeable all around, even defensively too. I thought, even in both games that we played this year, we looked quite slow at times, struggled to pick up the right slides. And as on certain ISO looks too, it felt like they just weren't getting the support needed. Like somebody's not coming over after the man gets beat. Mm-hmm. And, that was a struggle, and it showed, especially against Halifax. And, just credit to them as well, because they thought they had the game winner right at the end. Clock took it away from them. But they stuck with it, and, Clark Peterson's a stud, man. He ended it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and Paul, we talked about this last week, Warren Hill. Do you think it was more Buffalo not getting across, or do you think really Halifax's defense there, Paul?
I think at the very end it was Warren Hill. The fourth quarter is where he truly shined. I think I made a note I think it was 7:30. He made a save at 7:30, I think off of a breakaway. That was, and I said it during the game. That's why I made the note that, that's the save of the game right there. And that's when he went and he slammed the door on him as far as that goes. I think we're Buffalo definitely size-wise. Feed is no joke as far as he's a man of man. He's a beast. Where how do you man that man up? How, you slide, but then somebody's going to be wide open. And it wasn't Randy Stats needing to be the superhero.
Was Belter back playing? I know he was injured the week before.
I was just about to say, I think that's where they're missing Zach Belter, because they had Mitch Desnu a lot. I noticed him a lot on Clark Peterson. And you mentioned like that size. Desnu's got the size and the mobility to match up with a guy like Dawson Feed. But do you really want him on a guy like Feed when you have a guy like Peterson and Jamison, these other guys on the offense? So that's where I really think they were missing Zach Belter. And, some of the other guys, like, I love Kyle Matisse, but man, he is big and slow. And those guys can make him look silly on occasion back there. And I love Paul Dawson to death, but same thing, big and slow. And, you can get exposed back there like that. And Theed, just a note on Theed, though, he is a bandit killer. 14 goals in his career against the Bandits, the most against any team he's faced. 20 points as well in 5 career games against Buffalo. Far and away his best percentage, and second most points against any team he's faced in his career.
That is an amazing little nugget there, Trevor. Thank you for that. I missed those stats.
I just felt like whenever I watch him play, I'm like, man, this guy just keeps scoring. And I'm like, I got to look it up. So I kept telling people, I'm like, he kills us every time. And now I'm like, okay, yep, the stats prove it. Yep, he really does.
And he's a beast. And he opens up that space. It draws the double. How do you stop it? Otherwise, it's not like he's just fallen to the ground. That one goal, he dove across the crease. It was a great goal. The big man can move. That's a good asset. That's for sure.
100%. If they can just keep him out there for the whole season and, get that consistency out of him. I mean, I've thought for years that he's got potential to be, a top player on that team for sure.
Yeah, you would think so. And sorry, Paul, I did tell you we were going to start in a different order than we did. I just, with Trevor there, we had to jump right on the Buffalo.
I'm all good. Fly, right, baby, fly.
Let's jump into this Sass and Ottawa game. So this is another one. I believe you were the only one that picked it, right, Paul? You were. So we see the Utica Yeti is the lone wolf on this Black Bear side. Trevor, honestly, if you were picking last week, is there any chance you would have taken Ottawa?
Oh, I was taking Sask all the way. I'll happily say that I would have been wrong. I have no problem with that. Credit to Ottawa, man. I mean, we've known for years Jeff Teet's a superstar. That's no secret. But bringing Rob Hellier over, I think maybe that's finally, the missing piece for them. And when you look at their schedule too, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they can start this year 4-1.
Yeah.
So this win is huge for them. And if they can build off of it, they can definitely be a playoff team this year.
Yeah, and definitely a team not a lot of people have talked about. Paul kind of obviously saw something. What is it you saw, Paul, that made you think that you had to pick them?
Well, 17. As far as it's all about Teet. That's the simple as that. Everything goes through him, and you want to know what? 17 shots. That's a lot of shots. That's a lot of shots. That's a lot of hitting the wall, bang. But how they continue to do it, the guy keeps.
Well,
they keep trucking, man.
16 would be 25. Yeah, 16 would be 25% if he had 16 shots. But to take 17, so he's shooting just under 25%. Some guys need that. I think that's honestly been a lot of the problem with Oshawa. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, it is huge. You got guys that got to shoot like that. He's one of those guys. I mean, Trevor, we've talked about it time and time again where some guys need to shoot like that. I mean, when you think about this team, it kind of seems to be that way. And him and Hellier seem to be making out pretty good.
Shooters got to shoot, right? We just saw Connor Fields win the MVP as a volume shooter. He led the league by, I want to say, over 50 shots more than the next closest person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can have success if you have the right guys and you give them the rock and say go. And I think that's kind of pretty much what's happened with Jeff Teet his whole time in New York / Ottawa is he's just been given the ball and told to make magic happen. And now he's finally got some, solid teammates around him to really help him. We're seeing growth from Riley O'Connor. We're seeing that growth from Larson Sundown as well in that depth roles. And then just bringing Hellier over. Yeah, he might have been the missing piece. And, another acquisition as well. Defensively, though, for them, Nicholas Volkov, I thought was going to be big for Ottawa this year.
Both of their Firewolves that they picked up are huge, underrated guys. So Sam Firth I wanted to talk about because he doesn't get a lot of love, but when you watch him live, you really get an appreciation for what he does. They're like, if you're not just watching the on-ball play, what he does off-ball, that guy is just getting beaten down in front of the net. It is absolutely insane. He causes problems. I mean, I think he had a couple loose balls down there.
Loose balls, a couple. He had a couple, but take a look at loose balls. We're talking about him shooting, and you take a look at all these guys. 10, 9, 8, 7. There's so many loose balls. You want to know what? That's a great thing, I guess. That's how he keeps getting those shots, and other guys getting shots because, man, that's a lot of. That's a lot of rebounds.
Yeah. Jeff T had 5. Hellier had 6. Sorry, what were you saying, Trevor?
Second chance opportunities are huge.
Awesome. Huge. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, you saw it. So Buffalo only had 40 shots on goal in that. If you don't get 50, man, it's tough to win one of these games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, because you're looking at your goalie to get 50 saves a game. You're trying to, because a lot of these teams get 60 shots a game. So it's like, boy, you only get 40 shots. you're going to make Warren Hill look good. I mean, that does help.
It's tough to win just scoring under 10 in general in this league. It is tough to win.
Yeah.
And, and what do we score? 8.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Josh's comment in there. I want to pull the chat back up, but I lost it for a second. But yeah, that Levy nugget right there, that if you take away Simmons and Kurtz's goals from the Firewolves' last 2 games, Albany has 1 goal. Ouch.
Yeah, the Firewolves, man, they got good players. They got some talent on the team. My big thing with them is I think too much of their production kind of comes on one side of the floor, and I love that little note there. Just from last year, their top 3 scorers, they all return, but they're all righties. Simmons, Kurtz, Walker. And, I think we're kind of hoping Dyson Williams can elevate and be that top lefty forward for them. But we're talking about a very young player here. You're asking to play a big role. It's not something that everybody can just do. So I think that's really what they're missing.
Well, the other part is, so you talk about shooters got to shoot. On that team, you've got Simmons is the shooter. So if you put him with Williams, they got to shoot like crazy. So if you've got production like him and Hellier got, who's getting all those loose balls for them to be able to take the shots? And with Kurtz up there, you got to give him enough shots because obviously, as we just stated it from Adam Levy, is just really you need that guy. So I mean, how do you work Dyson Williams into it and allow him to get those shots? Paul, you've been a coach forever. What do you do in that situation how do you figure that out?
To get shooters to shoot?
Yeah, and not fight with each other over it.
You want to what? As long as the shooter is reciprocating on setting the picks, that's what I've come down to. The boys have no problems if you're a shooter, shoot, but as long as you're reciprocating, you're going through the motions. You're taking the, if you're getting open, take the shot. Sometimes next pass, you always hear next pass. Yeah, you say that until that shooter shoots and they score.
But look at Dyson Williams' stats right here: 10 shots. Yes, he did get 6 loose balls, but 0 goals, 0 assists. Yeah. Ouch! You can't have that kind of production out of your guy.
Not your stud. No. Not your stud.
Left. Nope.
Yeah.
No, they. I think they put themselves behind the 8 ball with a lot of their picks. Really, they put a lot on Taggart Clark coming in with what they picked, and he does get a lot of the loose balls in that offensive zone, and he does help. But I think they just gave up too much. And like Josh was talking in the Discord there, they gave up so much to get Fennell, and now you see him scoring what he scored for Ottawa, right? That's who he's playing for now. So, it didn't help them at all. They gave up the first-round pick. And I know, Paul, I'm sorry we are jumping all over on the stats from you because I'm right into this. Really, though, this Georgia game, wow, is really all I can say. So, Georgia, anytime you can hold a team scoreless, that's huge. I think Georgia really answered well, though. They were held to 2 goals in the first half and still were able to put up 9. That is huge. To be able to put up 7 after putting up 2, that's a huge statement for them.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Kai, the goalie's got to be a happy cat as far as
right.
As far as looking at the attendance and everything, that's another bonus for them. They had a fairly decent crowd. All the arenas had really, I got to believe that everybody is shooting for that 7,000's got to be, I think, a magic number for them because they're all hovering around there. Unless you're Buffalo, and then Buffalo gets 17, 18, 19,000.
Buffalo, you could literally take the next 3 teams and multiply them, and you're just coming into that. Or add them, I guess, not multiply them.
And it makes it interesting. That's for darn sure. But it's got to help. When you're winning, they needed that W. They need to keep the fan base pumped up down in Georgia. To hopefully they stay there.
Yeah. And this one, Josh just commented on this, and it kind of surprised me as well, them dropping Kyle Jackson. I don't know. That's kind of just like, okay, we decided maybe he's not the fit for us, but he's a guy that gets those loose ball grinds, doesn't need 1,000 shots. I was kind of surprised to see him go.
Yeah.
He's an older guy, 32 years old. He, I think, was kind of meant to be that lefty forward that was going to help out, Williams, last year to this year, whatnot. But I guess just not seeing what they're liking out of him. I mean, so far in my notes, just 2 assists for him on the year. And I mean, just not enough production so far out of Kyle Jackson. Maybe he wants to go elsewhere. Maybe there's, more there that meets the eye. But just a change needed to be made.
Maybe looking to shake things up after the last couple weekends, I guess we could say. It's not going their way. I could safely say the move to Oshawa, they were bringing in more fans, though. I got to give them credit in Oshawa. That place looked packed compared to that.
I will say, just on the attendance, that first game was against Toronto. And let me preface that Oshawa is closer to downtown Toronto than the team called Toronto. Let's make that known.
Well,
yes, that's true.
Toronto
Hamilton is
actually in Hamilton.
Correct.
Right.
And Oshawa is actually a bit closer than Hamilton, so easy to get some people in the door because a lot of people know the Rock name already in Ontario, and I think that helped get some folks in the door. The true test for their attendance will be throughout the duration of the season when they're not playing the teams like Toronto that are so close.
Yeah, in Ottawa.
But isn't that smart business?
It is smart business.
I mean,
but it's only the first year, Paul.
Sucks.
You lived it.
But there's one game that you play against Toronto at home each year. So it's like
I still got to believe if it's like Buffalo. If you had, all honestly, if you have the fans that know the game, that control what's going on, not control what's going on, but understand the game and are fans of the game, and you have hundreds and thousands of people that understand the game, you're going to draw from them people.
You are,
you bring a team to Albany, and Albany, America's field, fellas.
Right.
Unless you're living in Buffalo, and
here's the problem, though, Paul. What happened when the Albany Devils moved in? It
exactly.
killed Albany. It killed Utica. Because you can only support so many teams within a region. So, yes, it will pack the first couple games, but the problem is now you're drawing from that fan base. So instead of all these people who would have driven to Hamilton or driven to Ottawa for a game, now maybe a third of them drive to Oshawa. So now all you're really doing is pulling away from those 2 other teams. Yes, it does benefit for 2 games a year.
The population size of the Greater Toronto area.
We did look that up once too. It is ginormous. I do remember that.
Yes. So really, if you're only pulling a third, that doesn't even cover.
Well, it's humongous, and you're talking about a hotbed of box lacrosse. So I mean, it's not like it's just. It's not like you put it in Los Angeles.
You want to go where the fans are. Everybody wants more money, and I'm not downgrading the players at all, because they're professionals in what they do. It's awesome. Exactly. But on the same note, some of those same players are also still going to tournaments because of the love of the game. How many football players, how many hockey players do you see that are on an open weekend when the season's not in, going down and
going to challenge themselves against these guys?
It's not like football turns into a flag football concept for charity. No, a charity for us is somebody's going out there and getting laced a couple times, which is different from these other sports. And until it grabs on, it sucks, because it's such a complete sport all the way around, and
it will grow. You just got to get eyeballs on it. We're doing our part. We're making it happen. Speaking of which, here's another little surprise I thought as well. I did not pick this one at all, but the one and only, I believe, Paul Noecker again. Somehow Paul knew on these ones what was up, and he picked right.
Which one did I win again?
The
Philadelphia. The Philadelphia.
And even after the way Chopper treated you, I figured you would have not liked them.
Well, yeah, but take a look at that O'Neill, man. I'm sorry to say, but if you're going to be a fan of Philadelphia, you better be an O'Neill fan, because That cat is setting up everything all the way around. They don't have Blaze right now, so they need somebody to step up. You know, we're talking about other teams having guys step up. There you go. That's the guy that's stepping up. He's filling that role. Yeah. And I don't think even Recitarius isn't even in there, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he is. Recitarius had 2 goals.
He's back this week then.
Yeah, he was back. He had 2
first game
goals.
Anyhow.
He had his first goal. Yeah,
right.
I know it was his first goal of the season, but yeah, Recitarius is back, and that definitely helps. But do you think? I guess my question is Brendan O'Neill capable of carrying that team? Because we've seen last year he gets cold.
Well, do I think he can? I don't know. He came from Duke. He's a Dookie as far as I think the kid loves box lacrosse probably more than field, and I think he's going to excel. Just taking right off, and you know what? Philadelphia needs that because. Again, if they can get a Brandon O'Neill to help Chopper get some people to, and the goalie had a phenomenal name. What's his name?
Damoon. He had 60-something saves.
Yeah, 60-something saves. I mean, that's all great stuff against a good team. I mean, the Mammoth won the week before. Ward is they're champions. That's a championship goalie right there. So that's a great game for them, I thought.
Well, and to be able to win on that margin, I will say, like, when it comes to the championships and the playoffs down the stretch, you got to be able to win those games. I mean, who can win those games? Trevor, did you get a chance to watch that one?
I didn't get a chance to watch that one, unfortunately. Just a jam-packed weekend. But just looking at the numbers here, I mean, we're talking, about guys stepping up. I know Paul kind of mentioned it. 5 assists for Sam LeClaire, 4 for Dalton Young, a rookie. I believe he was a later round draft pick, 3rd round pick a few years ago by the Wings. So, I mean, you got 9 points between 2 of those guys. I know no goals, but, I mean, those are 2 guys that really stepped up in a big way for the Wings in that game. And like you said, I mean, 2 goals for Recitarius, O'Neill, 3 points, a pair for Eric Fennell as well. Can Brendan O'Neill carry the Wings? I don't know. But they got Joe Recitarius to help them out. And if you can get, the growth out of Sam LeClaire and Dalton Young, players like that, maybe not a lot of people outside of your organization expect to be great players, then who knows? Anything really can happen in this game. But I think they have 2 franchise pieces right there in Recitarius and O'Neill, and that's a good place to start.
Absolutely. And no, I did get to watch a lot of the game. Sam LeClaire, that's huge. He really is going to make that offense great. I don't know if they're going to be able to count out Fennell for all the goals. I know he's had those moments before, but he tends to be streaky. He puts another game together like that. Maybe he is healed up. He came back and he had some knee issues. So, I mean, maybe this is the year he comes back. I really hope it is. Seems like a super nice guy. I had a chance to meet him a couple times. I know him and Tyson Bell run that after hours lacrosse up in, I think it's in Halifax. But, yeah, so I just really like what Philadelphia is doing. They are like the backyard bully style. That's the games they're going to want to win. I don't know if you can count on Damoon and Fennell for the whole season. We will see. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Like you said, can you expect the rookies to keep doing so well? I mean, Sam LeClaire, 5 assists, that's huge. But, and really, when you look at the goal numbers, though, nobody had a crazy game. Everybody on that team, you could, Recitarius went for 2 goals. You should expect a hat trick some nights, at least 2 goals, maybe 1. But, I mean, none of those numbers are crazy. They did end up spreading it out pretty well. And I think that really does bode well is for teams that don't need that guy to score 1 million goals, because we've said it how many times with Ottawa. What happens, Trevor, when Jeff Teat goes down?
They don't win.
Yeah, and that's why Paul loves him.
And with Philly, the thing that's honestly probably the most impressive thing out of that game for the Wings, the fact that they won the game 8-7. Because the Wings have had offensive talent, but in the past, guys like Recitarius, O'Neill, Jones, you name it. I mentioned no Reardon out there, but the defense has always been the area of struggle. And for them to only allow 7 I think is huge, and that could be a sign that Ian Rubel is the right head coach for him.
Yeah, that could be huge. That might be, exactly what it was. Because, like you said, to be able to dial it in. I mean, Damoud, Hartley both had big weeks. But I think when you watch both of them, too, I think it was the defense playing with them in kind of the way that they can carry things. It plays together. Like with Dougie's on fire, it's because they're forcing him to try to get that inside shot. He's such a big guy that you can't. When they try... Paul says it all the time. The outside shot's Dougie's weakness. And you would think for as big as that guy is, it wouldn't be. But honestly, the way, if you're not pressuring the defense, he plays so tight on that goal line, it leaves a lot of little spots open. And these shooters are too good.
Way too good. There's mind muscle memory. How often do you think these guys are getting beat? We're normally up in, not to say Canada, in the Can-Ams anyhow, or whatever these cups.
They got summer ball.
They got their woodies. They got the woodies covering that 5-hole, and that's where a lot of these shots. And you see how many times guys are looking right behind them. The stick is pinned behind their feet. Thank goodness, that they got it pinned into the ground because. These guys are hitting these 5-holes, and it's like, how the heck did they hit that? They're good. They're great.
Well, they're spinning the corners of the spoons, too, though. I mean, and that wooden stick, you can really plant it into the ground. Whereas these spoons, you'll see these guys spin them, they fold them. They shoot way, way too hard. Any thoughts on the PLL comment there from Josh? I've seen everybody reading the comments. I was wondering what everybody was thinking. Does anybody think the PLL's going to, try to bait him away with it?
Maybe.
I don't think he'll play necessarily summer box, but they'll give him enough money to keep him in the PLL. But I don't know if they'll be able to throw enough money to keep him PLL exclusive. OJ?
Oh yeah, no. I was just saying maybe because everyone has their price.
That's true. I mean, especially with the sixes and stuff, they decide maybe financially O'Neill's a guy that. You look down the road and you're like, okay, if this guy steals a bunch of fans away to the box game, we all know box is better to watch. 30-second shot clock, nonstop action, edge of your seat. I mean, they say it all the time. They'll sell you the whole seat. You need the edge. That's very, very true. I don't know of any other sport that's more true, honestly.
Yeah.
And in some places, you just end up standing anyways.
Some places you just end up standing, especially if you're at a Buffalo game because there's not going to be enough tickets for everybody to sit down.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, unfortunately, some teams have it like that. Ours, we were just standing from the excitement, though. We would get so excited over it. This game, though, OJ, you guys, you really, this was a good game for you guys, though, until
it was a nail biter. Like,
fourth.
I watched probably up until like the third quarter. It was
so you watched when things were going good.
I watched when things were up until things were starting to go bad.
And that's what it was. They said OJ's not watching. We might as well just send this one in.
Yeah. Well, when I tune in on and off for like an hour, and they score 3 goals, I'm thinking they do better without me.
Yeah. I mean, bright spot, though, Justin Inacio looking great, dominating at the face-off, so you did have that.
Yeah, Justin Inacio is our face-off guy.
Yeah, and he really did good. And honestly, though, your young guys, we talked about this a little bit before the show. I think it's critical for you guys to win early if you want to win any games. You're hoping they can pull it together by the end of the year. So
I'm hoping.
I don't know. I really want to hear what Trevor's answer is on this. Do you think Calgary wins in the second half of the season more than half their games, I'd say? I just think with how young they are, they need to surprise somebody.
I've said it from the beginning that it's going to be a rough start for them because they're so young.
And you think they're going to get better as they go on?
I have hope.
Okay, I like it.
I think for Calgary, with younger teams like that, every early win that you can bank is huge. Because like OJ saying, you can struggle sometimes to develop that chemistry, and guys sometimes making a transition to the box game and whatnot. Those are all challenges that those kind of teams face early in the season. And then just looking down here at the schedule, I think it's going to be a tough early start to the year for Calgary because you already lost your first two. Now you have the reigning back-to-back.
I was going to say,
coming off a loss.
Our home opener is against Buffalo, guys.
Coming off a loss. I mean, Buffalo, nobody really expected it.
I need to have a conversation with the guy that did the schedule.
I mean, going on the road to Saskatchewan, Toronto, if that's not tough enough, hosting Buffalo, then you go to San Diego, another top team. Then you got Vancouver. It's just like it's a gauntlet of a start.
Yeah.
And then going on the road to Georgia, I mean, that's a tough swing going down to Gas South Arena, very out of the way for a lot of guys.
Well, when's that Georgia game? Because the Georgia game's technically in Edmonton.
Oh, that's right. That's our unboxed. Okay, so you're not having to make that trip. Maybe
it's only like a few hours drive, guys.
But oh man, that could it could be a slow start for the Roughnecks.
It's about a 3-hour difference.
Doesn't go right. 3 hours, okay. That's better than the flight. That's much better than the flight.
Right?
It's better than going to the bottom of our country. You're literally basically going from one corner to the other corner of the countries or of the continent.
No, I will be at that game in Edmonton.
So, I mean, OJ, though, you got to be happy. Hayden Dixon looking pretty good. He had a goal and 2 assists. I mean, you've got some pieces that are looking good. Brandon Maia, 6 assists.
As soon as they develop the chemistry, I think that's when we're going to be a threat.
Yeah, Noah Manning. I mean, they are definitely looking good.
Noah Manning is amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out already, I actually did an interview with Noah on my channel. So make sure you go check that out.
Yeah, make sure you go find on TechLax's channel. Check him out on Instagram and all that. Paul, you have been you like The Rock.
I like CJ Kirst. Ain't gonna lie. I'm a CJ Kirst. I'm a Owen Hiltz, Sam English. It's got that Syracuse flavor to it. So, other than CJ was obviously at Cornell, but the Hurts and English, I like them. And then as far as I like what they look good. The Rock looked good. They got their goalie back. He, I'm sure, wishes that he had a couple more saves again this week that just kind of squeaked through. But as far as, they're going to be solid. And again, they got enough big guys. Mark Matthews is a beast. Yeah, and then you got Elijah Gash on defense. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, to answer you, Josh, in the comments I see you asked who the goalie is. Our mainstay is Aiden Walsh. And they gave us Clowder as a backup.
Yeah, and he was the backup. So he was the trade with Del Bianco. He had a pretty decent start.
Walsh was,
Yeah, he had a pretty decent start last year. I mean...
Well, he carried Vancouver until Delps got there.
I was going to say, but you say carried Vancouver. He helped Vancouver, and then all of a sudden Vancouver went 7-0 after Delps showed up. So...
Yeah. No, honestly, it was a toss-up between who was getting that backup goalie slot. Because if you talk to Calgary fans, Clowder is not a number one goalie. Because he was our goalie last year until Rose came.
Yeah. And
so you talk to Roughnecks fans, Clowder is not a number one starting goalie. But from what I saw at training camp, it was very 50-50 between him and Bowman.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, really, so you talk about it all the time. If you go to the World Games or whatever, your top, no matter what size your country is, your top 4 or 5 guys can be relatively close. The difference is from your top 5 to your top 20, that is where Canada really pulls away from everybody else because and there's such a fine line between those guys. So like when you're talking your backup goalie, it's a very, very fine line between, who's making the team and who's not. And sometimes it comes down to where they live,
remember, Greg,
contracts.
at Worlds, Nick Rose was third string.
Yeah, on Team Canada.
Yeah.
And Matt Vince on that team.
Matt Vince, Del Bianco, You can go down the list of all-stars that are on that team.
Yeah, no, we all know Canada has quite a few all-stars. We don't need to talk how great they are. Speaking of some Canadian all-stars in Del Bianco, Vancouver.
That's why I'm wearing the jersey.
The Desert Dogs. Congratulations. This one, unfortunately for Paul, he was solo on this one too. He just went the other way.
Yeah, I was. That
One
was
of
the
the
one.
only two
No,
games I
that's
got
the
right.
one that I said I'm not going. I needed to, pull a rabbit in regards to as far as.
That's right. You were just going.
I-
That was
I
more
wanted
about
to
the
make-
pick.
I had to make more of a step out of the norm. I wanted to take a solid lead.
Plus, you were
in this
far enough
pick and
ahead
pick.
of us that it didn't matter because as we look at the results again, you're 1-9-2. I'm just happy to be 500 finally. So yeah, you're 9-4. Very respectful, I would say. Yeah, I'm just happy I'm finally tied with Josh again. I'm not very good at the picks, I will say. I don't do very good at all. I know too many of the guys too. It's hard for me to pick against some of these guys.
Right.
What it comes down to, because then when you talk to them, it's like,
Yeah.
really, bud? And it surprises you what people hear. Like all of a sudden, guys will give you crap when you run into them. They're like, "Why are you saying that?" It's like, "How the hell did you even hear that?"
Yeah,
But-
Josh said something about Owen Hiltz in regards to. I had said something in the comments about him being an older guy. He's not a young kid. Is in regards to some of these kids coming out of college, maybe they're 22, 23. I believe he got hurt both years, his freshman year, and then he blew out his knee, I think, his sophomore year. So he stuck around Syracuse. I think he's like maybe a 6-year student, or possibly maybe it took him a couple more years. So, this kid's got many years of box experience, and like I said, he's not a young kid. He's very box mature as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's not like where some of these guys don't have a lot of box experience and they're just getting into it. He's definitely not in that spectrum.
Oh yeah, no. He came out of Canada. He was one of Gates' first early recruits out of Canada. Once he took over the team to bring that flair and dash of box across the field again up at Syracuse like it was back in the day.
Do love that
For
style.
anyone wondering, he is 24 years old with an October birthday in 2001 is when he was born. So, 24, so a little bit older than, some rookies. I mean, just as, an example, the Bandits drafted Waukegan Shognosh this year, and I know he's not really playing a lot this year, but he was an 07 birthday who just turned 18. So
Wow. So what I'm hearing, Trevor, you just want to make us feel old.
I'm in that too. But, 6-year age gap, between two guys drafted in the same round, that shows you that Hiltz, to your point, is a little bit older and has, had those maybe extra years of development and just growing into that, so to speak, like grown man body,
There's
Absolutely.
something about the Canadian, that junior program, coming out as an older guy, you're 21, and by the time you actually come, like Alex Simmons and all these guys, you're playing until you're a little older, more mature. I think it's a big advantage. I think we force our kids into college quick, especially a lot of our kids don't know what they want to go to college for.
Yeah.
I actually do think that is one thing that Canada really does right, though, as far as they're keeping the kids for a little bit, figuring out college isn't for everybody. Some guys go right away. Obviously, everybody's different.
Speaking of older guys, Beecher.
Why are you talking about me being old?
No, I'm not talking about that yet.
Oh, all right.
So I have a friend who's, I think he's practice roster right now on the Roughnecks, but Justin Morgan, he's seen quite a few games, and he's even 35-ish.
Yeah,
and he's still playing with all these young
trying to
guys and
keep up with
coaching.
them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
There's some crazy, awesome talent that is nearing that. Okay, when's enough? And the turnaround. In the next couple of years, you're going to see crazy legends of the game say.
Well, when is Curtis Dixon retiring?
When? When is Prelo?
Superman.
I should ask him that.
Priolo?
But literally, he's getting
Priolo.
to the age where he's probably thinking about, okay, I can retire soon.
Yeah.
I mean, and crazy, awesome, great lacrosse players are going to.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's great is the next kid is going to be stepping up and
exactly
and setting
Who
these
is the
new
next kid?
records.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
is
the
that next
next
kid?
you see it with Calgary. Like all our legends went to Vancouver.
I was just going to say they went to San Diego,
Vancouver.
then Vancouver.
Yeah. So our legends keep leaving, but these younger guys like Maya and all the Noah Manning keep stepping up. They may
Talking
not
about
be producing yet.
They
But
will.
I'm a Sabres fan. I'm a Sabres fan. I know about legends leaving.
Yeah, so
You and me both, Paul.
I know.
Talking about everybody leaving and going elsewhere, Justin Getty is now with the Halifax team.
Yeah.
Landon Kells, they tried Alex Bouquet a little bit. Is Kells ever? I mean, so the Warriors had 44 shots on goal with 15 goals. Ouch! You are. I don't care how much offense you got. You're not going to compete in this league for long with that. I mean, you would need a NLL All-Star team to compete with that every night.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I just yelled out in response to what Josh put in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joey Spillane? Absolutely, yes. I'll say yes to that too. He will be a superstar. Colton Marquis. I don't know.
Well, you got to remember Cody Malowski is in the draft this year too.
Malowski, add another to the list.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big draft year.
There will be a few guys that could go number one in multiple other draft years, but just can't because
exactly.
one guy can get picked first this year.
And he's going to Toronto.
We'll see.
I mean, if Cody Malowski doesn't get traded so his dad can pick him, I don't know.
Doesn't Toronto already have the first pick for this year?
Toronto does.
I'm not sure.
I thought they had that.
They've got two of them, don't they? Or was that last year?
That was last year. They had the first two picks.
Toronto's built up a lot of picks. Plus, so they built themselves pretty well for their transition right here. But, I mean, honestly, Vancouver, Charlotte Beatty stepped up big to get back on that. The Desert Dogs, they were expected to make big moves. Can they win with either of those goalies? I guess it's the real question. Bouquet or Kells, and can they pull out a win? I don't think you can have any. I don't know. I don't think you can have a shot when your combined goalie saves are 30.
Yeah.
And not even 29.
Where's Kells playing now? In Vegas still?
Yeah, Kells is still in Vegas, but if you look at the bottom of the result there, 15 saves and 14 saves, that means 29 saves. That's not going to work.
Take a look at the roster.
Yeah.
Who isn't on that roster that was I guess their dog? Who was the dog last year and he's not on the roster? Hannah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
where is Hannah right now?
He's sitting.
Holding out, not playing, just
sitting.
trying to figure something out. Yeah, he's not dressing for him. But really, I mean, he makes a big difference. I'm not only on the floor, I'm sure in that locker room.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, Paul, kind of being that dog, being, a leader out there, despite being a younger player too. But just on the goalie topic, though, I just can't figure why they let Justin Getty go. Not that I'm thinking he's going to be a superstar or anything, but from what I remember last year watching them play against the Bandits, I mean, Kells was getting worked out there. They brought Getty in, and he didn't look half bad. I mean, the game was probably already over by that point, but, he still gave them a shot, and they got a few goals and, kind of made it look like a competitive game, but I just couldn't wrap my head around that when they made that move in the offseason. And I like Bouquet, former Bandit himself.
Best interview ever in lacrosse, if you ask Paul Noecker.
Say this again?
That's the goalie who made that sweet interview last year where he came up, or 2 years ago. That's Bouquet.
And let me tell you, he's just like that in person too. He a cool guy. I said to some of my folks, I'm like, I got to meet him over the summer when he's playing for Ladner, and I'm like, I'd love to just have a beer with that guy. He just seems like a cool dude, great personality.
I mean, I basically had a beer full of Tool, so.
But Bouquet, hopefully he can, get better and, get adjusted to the NLL game again, as it's been a little bit since he's been a regular in the league, but they're going to have to get better at that position if they want to win. And because, like you said, Greg, my first thought when they made the signings of Fraser and Cloutier was you can have all the offense you want, but it does not matter if you can't keep the ball out of the net.
Yeah,
offense wins goals, he was a healthy scratch, was he not? Did we already talk about that?
Late healthy scratch.
Yeah, late.
I'm not sure of why, but I know he was a late healthy scratch.
So, I mean, again, now you're taking Hannah and Frazier, the right side of what you had thought when you're building this dream team, and taking them out. What was that final score? Let me just scroll back down snap, crackle, and pop.
Not good. Not
15-9. 15-9, and you don't have your two best players. That's not too bad, I would honestly say.
Yeah, but not. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was that.
We're not talking. Not your two best players. We're talking. Okay, you take Dane and Frazier out. Okay, that is a serious compromise to the Buffalo offense.
But you still have Matty Vince. They don't have Matty Vince in the background, bud. There's a big difference between Matty Vince that's a difference. Like, there's very few people that can affect a game like Matt Vince, Del Bianco, like Warren Hill right now.
In front of those guys of Vince, you have Steve Priolo, Mitch Desnew, Paul Dawson. Yep. You have elite defenders. Who's the best defender for Vegas right now? I mean, John LaFontaine's solid. Is he a number one? Not in my opinion.
He wasn't in Albany.
Brandon Goodwin, I mean, former Bandit, but I mean, a number one or two defenseman, I don't know about that. Tony Malcolm, he's okay. I think they didn't focus enough on that side of the floor. They were like, let's get all these superstars, Mitch Jones, Fraser, Cloutier, the sexy additions, but you got to make those defensive ads as well, and goaltending.
Defense wins championships. Necker has said it how many times?
Absolutely. I mean, but they got the face-off guys. I mean, 1 for 5. They weren't that bad. Again, you had a bad third against a team that was in the championship last year, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. And you still didn't have your two best players. I know it's early in the season. You want to know what? They get their two best players back. Watch out. Never know.
It's Vegas. They're focused on the flash right now, guys.
Doesn't matter, but I don't think it matters at all until they find a goalie. It's not going to matter. You can because you can. It's one thing if you could put up 12 or 13 goals in almost every game, then maybe you got a chance in some of these 15-point games.
Yeah.
But if you can't hold a team who's got Matt Vince or a hot Warren Hill standing behind them, you're not going to score, you're not going to get 10 goals. You're not getting
guys,
15.
We have been at this for an hour and we still haven't done our pick'ems.
We still haven't done our pick'ems, and we still got one more game to cover.
And we still got potentially.
Almost everyone played on last weekend, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And the pick'ems will go faster this week as well. But we got to get through this game because this is my new favorite team. So hang on, everybody. We are getting through this game first. Trevor, did you know my Nighthawks were going to be this good? I did, but I'm not sure if you were aware.
You know what? I made some preseason predictions, and I picked Rochester to finish 4th in the standings. And I really think that they have just as good a shot as anybody of getting into that top 3. I think they can knock off one of those teams, if not multiple of those teams. I mean, they might have the best 5-man forward group in the league. I mean, McConvey, Lanchbury, Smith, Fields, and throw in Zed Williams in there, and you got guys like Creighton Hogg in there as depth, Kyle Waters as well. I mean, that's an offensive unit, and you got good solid transition defensemen as well, like another former Bandit, Matt Gilray. You got guys like Dan Coates, Brad Gillies back there. You added a face-off guy in Jeremy Thompson who should help. The biggest thing that I've said about Rochester for a few years now is, can they get consistency out of the goaltending position? Because Rylan Hartley is great. I think he's a great player when he's on the floor. The problem is he hasn't been on the floor consistently enough over the last few seasons. If you can get 18 games out of him, there's not a reason, in my opinion, that they can't be a top 3 seed, if not the number 1 seed in the league.
100%. I think you summed that up perfectly. It is 100%. He needs to stay healthy, and if he can stay healthy, and I think his problem has been head injuries, so that's tough too, because once you get into those for the year as a goalie, you're taking all the shots. I don't know, Paul, did you get to watch this game?
This one I did, yes.
59
yes.
saves. Oh my goodness, that kid is so good. He was on fire. They couldn't score. I mean, their defense played good, but when they left him on an island, and they did it a couple times, oh my goodness. And part of what makes him look so good is his easy saves look spectacular. Like, everything is just like he's kick saving. Did his chest protector look bigger this year, though? I think he looks like he got bulkier. I don't think he got any bulkier, but the chest protector. He didn't get anybody.
Yeah. He definitely looked, it was definitely
muscle milk
quite a bit. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the one thing about the, as far as the Seals, one person that stands out, and this kid is just starting, is Pat Cavanaugh. You want to talk about a kid that once he starts, and you want to know what? He already knows that he's got that pizzazz and that flash where he's going to be special to watch and just completely exciting to watch, because I watched him going, oh, what a shot that was. Oh my God, did you see that? You know, and he just started. So, you know, props to him, because he definitely was the Seals, you know, their go-to all day.
Yeah, no, he was money, and honestly, I mean, you needed that, but I just really think, I mean, Hartley, they couldn't figure him out. The offense for the Seals is not really what it has been. I think the Seals went for their run 2 years ago, and now they're living with the consequences as they're trying to rebuild their goalie for the future.
Yep.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
Part of with San Diego too, let's not forget, I mean, Joe Tsai is, you know, their owner, also owns Las Vegas, so he's ponying up a bit more money for Vegas right now. They spent a bit on agency, so sometimes you gotta, you know, weigh that too. But
yes, but you gotta consider how many people have a stake in Vegas. Wayne Gretzky even has a stake in the Vegas team.
That's true. That is very true. I mean,
there's 3 of them, right?
We've seen enough 99 jerseys that the fans are wearing, so he has a big stake there. But I think that could affect San Diego a little bit. But I mean, if they can get it together, get their guys to gel, and just get that unit to come together, I think they're going to be a scary team. I mean, Ray Leclerc is still a young guy. Dylan Watson was a top draft pick just a couple years ago. Paul mentions Pat Cavanaugh, another young guy. Combine that with somebody like Wes Berg, who we all know is a legit stud. Yeah. Corey Small, I think, is a good, solid depth, you know, lefty forward. You know, on that side of the floor, I think they're all right. It's just filling in the other pieces, but
they got Zach Courier still too.
Zach Courier, right? As I was about to say, you got a guy like Courier. You know, you got a superstar on the defensive end that can help and play some transition, play forward if needed, and you got one of the best face-off guys, if not the best face-off guy as well, in Trevor Baptiste. Yeah. So I think they're one of those teams, in my opinion, is just that right piece or two away from being a real legit threat. They just got to put it together.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, like, Josh's comment that I just pinned in the chats. Goaltending is 50% of it. Unless you have a bad one, then it's 80% of the problem. And Allegri, he's too inconsistent. I think last year watching Chiliano really tear it up in Saskatchewan.
Tank.
Yeah, and watching him be Frank the Tank up in Sass really must have made San Diego kind of scratch their head and go, boy, did we pick the right guy. I mean, granted, Chris is still young. He's got more time. Yeah. But, oh, boy, watching the way he's been playing has been something else, man. And honestly, Hartley's going to get a lot of credit for this, but the offense, I honestly think the way that they rebound and get extra possessions, though, is going to be Rochester's biggest thing. They keep that defense on the floor. I mean, think about, like, when Fields shoots, he does a great job of hitting the corner or missing wide, and then he's already sprinting in to get that loose ball. So I mean,
he follows his shot like a good basketball player. He follows his shot, and that is reflected in his stats. I mean, you don't get almost 150 loose balls as a forward on accident. So he's always getting those second chance opportunities, and that's just huge for them.
It's a lot of missed shots.
It's a lot of his shot. Yeah, Lansbury too. He's one of those guys when he's shooting good, everybody loves him.
Lansbury is more of the assist man. He's seeing the field and dishing those things cross corner, cross field, hitting those guys for those open shots. And some of those passes are how the behind the backers, the BTBs are. Wow. Some great shots coming out of that game. That was a great game to watch.
Yes, it was. And I actually just realized we're going into our picks. I never put our faces over the top of it, so we're doing it with no faces. And
okay.
I also didn't grab Trevor, so we're just going to put a T when Trevor gets the pick. We're probably going to do some picks on It Wobble as well with a little more depth into them than we get to go into here because we're always kind of shooting from the hip. I will go first. I am picking Vancouver. Don't even ask me why. Obviously, we know Albany's going to lose, and Vancouver is going to show us how it's done in this. So I'm going to go with Vancouver. OJ, are you coming with me is all I want to know.
I'm going with you. I'm going Vancouver.
I figured you were. I just wasn't 100%, but I was like, I bet you OJ's there, so I got you there already.
I got to go Vancouver. These guys are definitely getting it in shape now.
I got it. Yeah, Josh, in the chats. I don't know if you told us yet on Discord. If you did, I forgot to look. So let us know. Paul, who are you picking?
He's
picking Albany.
I was about to say Albany, and that's the funny thing. I honestly, betting wagering concept that we are doing here, I got to go with Vancouver.
Yeah,
just because that's a smart pick that you got to. I don't think Ottawa or Oshawa or whatever Albany is ready to handle the mouse.
You don't think you can handle the mouse? Well, so yeah, I don't blame you.
Malowski clan, I tell you.
Although cats, fire wolf. No, that's not a cat. That's a wolf. Huh? I got
Josh.
The mouse.
Josh is going with them over the top. He's going with the fire wolves, which I think is a bold pick, Cotton. But you know what?
Yeah, that's definitely.
Let's see if it pays off.
It does.
Let's see if it pays off, Josh.
Yeah. All right, you are now on the board, Trev. Trev. I'm sorry, I got you there.
I'm gonna keep it with Vancouver. I'm going with the Warriors.
You're going with the Warriors as well.
Yeah.
I forgot to light Josh up over on the Firewolves. I'm so disgusted by his pick that I couldn't even light the lamp.
I was reading earlier. It sounded like Josh is going to that game.
Oh, no wonder he's picking him then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they suckered him right in. They got a bunch of the old season ticket holders to go up there and like, hey, thanks guys for leaving us, but we're gonna buy ticket. No,
it's not a bad deal. Once again, you're getting X amount of dollars for.
No, there's a bunch of guys that are going up. Well, I mean, you got to remember, like the players, nobody holds the players really for it, and everybody wants to be able to go see their players and stuff. So I can totally understand that, and I don't know if there's any question as to this yet, but I'm probably picking Rochester for most of the season unless my picks start getting messed up, and then I'll change my mind.
I'm going Rochester on this one too.
You're going Rochester as well.
I gotta play it smart.
You got to play it smart. All right. I like it. Nick, chopper or you gonna fly?
Well, you want to know what's funny about this, though? This is a chopper battle royale because Rochester's their mascot is also Chopper. There's two choppers at stake here.
We've got the tale of two choppers.
It's a battle of choppers. I'm going with the New York Central. I got to go with Rochester, man. That's without a question, they got a way more in-depth offense.
They got more
than Philadelphia. They got way more choppers. They got all the horsepower they need, no question.
Yeah.
All right, T Butz, where you at?
I hate to be boring here, but I got to go with Rochester. I mean,
we can all agree.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, and Josh is also agreeing. Oh boy, nobody picked Philly. That kind of makes me want to pick Philly just in case they win.
I was about to say the same thing.
I mean, I could have just left Josh over there, I guess. We could have just been like, by de facto, Josh, sorry, you've got it now. But yeah, no, I think obviously we're all thinking the same thing on that one.
Yeah,
So.
This next one's a toughie, though.
All right, OJ, you're first then. Let us know what you think.
All right. Oh, Josh already answered me. Okay. Yeah, I think this one's probably gonna be a close game. Maybe one of the closest of the league.
Okay.
But I got to go Frank the Tank and Sask.
Going with Frank the Tank and Sass. I like it.
Yeah.
Let me light up those eyeballs, and then I'll be able to put you there. Boom. Oh, no, wrong one.
All right.
There we go. And you're already over with them. All right, so you're there. Paul, where are you going?
I'm boy, I gotta support the kid and his team. I'm going because I watch Kai on the Daily Lacrosse podcast, and Kai talks so much shit. And I'm gonna support Ty and his Georgia Swarm just because we're going with Georgia, the bub. As much as I like that Manning kid, I gotta go Georgia Swarm.
So you're going Swarm. All right.
I'm going Swarm.
I'm very torn on this game. I see Josh is in the comments. He's already gone for the Rush. I think the Rush, after losing, they've lost 2 now, right?
I'm not sure.
I think they definitely lost last week. So, yeah, it's against Ottawa. They're going to come back with some vengeance. I'm going to make Trevor pick before I pick on this one, honestly. That's the nice thing about being the host.
So I will say, Sask is 1-1. Beat Calgary, lost to Ottawa. Yes. Like everybody else, I'm quite torn on this game. I really am, but I think I'm going to have to go with Georgia. I don't know. I just got a feeling. I like their youth. After having gotten to see them in person, I know it was only the first game of the year, but I really liked what I saw out of like Michael Grace, Nolan Byrne, even a little bit of Ben Trumbull as well. But Caleb Benedict has been the guy that really has been the one who stole the show for me. I loved watching him. Just a nice shifty forward, little bit undersized, but he more than makes up for it with speed and athleticism, and look for him to have a big game.
Absolutely. He's an Onondaga guy. I got to talk to his aunt, I believe, out at the Firewolves game. But yeah, no, awesome family. I love seeing it. I love seeing the young guys get drafted. I did like seeing him play with Lyle. I think it's reinvigorated him. That's also why I'm probably going with Georgia. And if they're wrong, I'm just going to blame Trevor because Trevor's the most knowledgeable guy I know when it comes to this. So if Trevor gets it wrong, I'm going to die on that boat with Trevor. I'll give it to him.
We'll go down together, Greg.
There we go. I like it. This one I'll go first because I've been talking so much smack about him. But yeah, I don't think Vegas might go for the unwinning season. I'm going to say it right now. There's a chance Vegas doesn't win a game this season.
Oh, I don't know if it's that bad.
It is, bud. I'm telling you.
It's going to be bad. It just might not be that bad.
No, I think it is. I honestly think if they don't get their goalie figured out, maybe Bouquet, if they leave Bouquet in to get him readjusted to the NLL, they got a chance. But for whatever reason, I think because he picked him, he is determined. Kells is going to be his guy. Yeah. Stamper loves Kells too. I don't know what he does in summer ball that makes everybody so into it, but I just don't think he's an NLL goalie. Yeah. And I mean, he's probably an incredibly nice guy, and I almost hate saying that, but I just don't think he's the guy that's going to bring you to the promised land.
Yeah.
I get
Paul's
that.
scratching his chin, too. Look at him. He's really stuck on this one going, boy. He's not going to have any
think on this one.
He's not going to have any chin whiskers left by the time he's done. Oh, nobody can see him. I forgot. I'm the only one watching him scratch his chin whiskers. All right, Paul, you're up.
Yeah.
I throw you on the gun. Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, he's muted.
You're
okay,
muted.
We have to play charades. First word. 2 syllables.
Woof.
Woof. I figured as much. Okay. Woof, 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 all the way home.
You know what? They're at home, huh? Why not? It's going on Christmas week. What a present that would be for the boys. Maybe they get lucky and strike gold and get our Hannah man back. And Kells, time to show up. That defense, they got to shut down Jeff Teat. You want to what? Face guard him, beat the snot out of him. I mean, at some point in time, he is going to get so much attention. You say beat the snot out of him, put the stick on him, like they haven't been trying. Everybody's trying. The kid is so awesome. But you want to know what? You got to man up. I'm going Dogs.
You're going Dogs. Yeah. All right. I like it. OJ, Canada, or Vegas?
I'm going Canada.
Canada it is. I don't blame you at all. I think right.
I think I agree with Josh in the comments that Vegas is going to lose until they prove us wrong.
Right here.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it could be. You never.
I'm a gambler, man. I'm going with the Dogs.
The Dogs need to prove it to me first.
Here it is.
They do.
Merry Christmas.
Josh is also going with it. I got to ask, Trevor, are you going to do something that makes us, question this, or are you going to be on board with the rest of us?
It's a tough one to pick. But I just don't think Vegas is going to have, a Cleveland Browns winless season kind of thing. So I'm going to go with the Dogs. I'll ride with Paul on this one. I'll go with Vegas, home opener. I think they're going to be juiced up. If you have Fraser in the lineup, I think he's going to want to put on a show for all the folks in attendance. And, purely as well, looking ahead at their schedule, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of wins for them after that. So let's pick one right here.
So you're picking the win because you don't think they can go winless. So you're basically just playing the odds. You're like, they should win one game. This is their best chance
the
to
numbers.
Win. Yeah, hey, it's a smart decision, though. I mean, I like it. OJ, you were right. We went way over an hour and 20 minutes into it before we even packed it up. Trevor, we appreciate you joining us this week. Everybody make sure you tune in next week to It Wobble. OJ, we always appreciate you. Everybody check out OJ's channel. Make sure you get the interviews. You want to talk about the inside track of the Calgary players. You want to find the Calgary players that will be playing in the future soon, and then watch your interviews from when they were playing juniors. OJ's your man. Paul Noecker, tell us what was it like going to the ILA? All we talked about was the Yeti and how cool it was playing with the women, but how cool was it playing in the ILA? We never even talked about
it. In regards to see the history of Rochester up into Six Nations, and now, I had my Buffalo Bandit stuff on, but how many of those kids from Six Nations have played for Buffalo? But it was a great experience, being inside where the Chiefs play, where all these legends have played. I was supposed to hook up with Cam Bomberry and Gaywis, and I didn't have the opportunity because games, the way everything had during tournaments, you don't know when and this and that. So the experience was incredible. I had a great time. Was able to, a little shout out to Jan coming out of West Seneca there. I appreciate that advice, Greg, and they were very hospitable.
Thank you, Jans and the Basin Bud Depot. We love those guys. Anytime you're
I gassed up, the gas was good and cheap. I got my chewing tobacco. I was rocking and rolling, and thank you to them. As far as, can I say before I forget, it's huge this weekend in Utica. Huge. Border Wars is here.
Oh yeah, somebody just told me their kid was going to be there.
Yeah, we got Border Wars in Utica. We have the Junior Yeti are playing in the U18 division, and excited to see that. Their first game is Friday at 10 o'clock. And then Saturday they play at, I believe it's 6:30, and then 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to see that. We do have at least one that I know of, young lady that is going to be playing on the house team where they players get together. Ayana. So, and she went up to Canada. Oh my God, she just crushed it. But as far as Border Wars here in Utica is going to be an incredible event. If you get an opportunity and you're in the area, stop down, see the future, because the future NLLs. those boys are dreaming. Those women are dreaming. So if you can, stop down, cheer them up, support them, say hello to Mehmet and Amel. As far as saying hello, Nate might even be there working. As far as definitely talk
Get
to the
down
people.
there, follow them on Instagram, the Junior Yeti. They'll be posting everything. Coleman's all over.
The local establishment, Nora's Candy, still has some candies that
Get the turkey joints, because I tell you, now that they're announced that it's over, I'm going to get online and order myself some to try to get them. But it's close to the holiday season. I might have to have Paul pick them up for me to get it done in time.
It's great stuff. Guys, thank you very much. Trevor, thank you very much. OJ, thank you very much. Greg, thank you very much. Yeti Nation, we're not done. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Please support your local sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Davis. Water in your basement, B-Dry. The Utica's finest barbershop. Get a hold of George Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy. Duratagre for all your new plumbing, irrigation, and renovation needs. Family landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's. Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. Utica Mac Incorporated. Get a hold of them for all your tractor and big hauling needs. Brand Y Distillery. Let Jimbo know that the Yeti sent you. We love Brand Y spirits. Hale Transportation. We'll do the driving, you do the hanging. Get a hold of us for all your transportation needs. Niscoba, the men in blue, keeping you safe. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, the Caledona family. Check them out. Laxnide, the premier box lacrosse tournament in all of North America. Check it out September 18th through the 21st. We'll see you there. Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible.